Can I help you?
Yes. Have you got it? A lot. A lot.
Yes.
An old callbox. East Delta Commerce Center. This must be the name of the doomed commercial area. No, hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotions. Forget it. Find something else to do. The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
The lights are so pretty when it gets dark.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone hit. No one answered.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Marzov.
The White Star, the photos on the wall, the White Star, the...
You hear someone walking around inside. A poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
Give me a moment.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my music?
The lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief. Hatred, disgust, it's difficult to tell. The woman on the boat does not notice her steering.
That Ozon her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershot. It's moneyed.
On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world. It's where they grow whores like her. And have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusion. They look pretty ancient.
Where? There? Those are old. These bullets were fired during the Revolution, over half a century ago. They do not warrant investigation. Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go? Yes?
We're still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking. Ah, yes! King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely.
at the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Cocaine? Cocainum? Sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule. Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take the responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler? That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum, Revishal's finest years.
I'm satisfied with this explanation.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Higher realms? Of course. It all makes sense. He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
From what I've seen of the officers of the Elysium... But I don't want to get into a debate about drug policies.
Oh,
You can't... That's why...
I'm satisfied.
Of course.
Philip III...
Higher... He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
it's really not. Please, do spare us the cocaine fairy tales.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
Oh,
You can't... That...
Of course.
Philip III...
Higher... He's just making excuses.
please, officer. Don't encourage him.
Yes, indeed.
Right.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out tool. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled.
Now, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They are also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
The woman still has. lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Right to work! Right to work!
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Last we saw, your race was being superseded by the Seminese. Enough with this begging. Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and the walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Meshahed's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist. He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your
He had nothing to do with it. Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you.
You are obviously a liberal, Sailite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And I knew you would go straight for the vile cauldron. Everyone does.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, it just won't make any sense.
Yes,
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose and a receding genetic pool has led the Maun unreprehensible. You know them by the names of their nation states. The Oranese, the Gotwaldians, and the Königsteiners.
Mahun is a derogative term for first world people of Gotwaldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Katla, like the Suru and the Uhu, are much more lactose intolerant. In some municipalities of Oranje, people do wear shoes made of wood to street parades. Green, orange, and even yellow tassels have also been seen on hats.
The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture. Inbreeding has led to a lactose intolerance of the Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the Golden Pisantic Sea, the other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem. Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food, which in turn only produces more sebum.
As proven by the mound and the mask, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Seminese and the Areopagites are on the ascent. The indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago. The Seminese inhabit the southern islands. I am Seminese, from the stock of Uluri on Ile de Fantôme. The Areopagites are the master race of the Ile Maran deserts. The Seminese are descendants of the Areopagites. We came here during a heroic migration from Ile Maran to Ansuland. Thousands of years before the Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Seminese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite, or Simeopagite. Nature was not capable of more.
Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white, officer, in a suspect description.
Yes, to an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a hands-on witch. But look into pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced The Khoiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with Podat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates. Like
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
They are microscopic. The Semeno-Areopagite superstate will cover the entire remaining planetary crust. Its leaders will be Revacholians, halfway between Type A and the Racial Cauldron. Two makes to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad, in Zarath-ridden potato carts. It is literally an illness, a prion disease that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe ridden. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. Enough of Type mediocrity. Types CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting. Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Seminese man. Only possible if the mother is masked and the father Seminese. The other way around. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive El Mariachi music to vent their impotent despair.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Simino Koiki Chimera? It is not an aesthetic site. The Khoiko, as you know, are very servile.
especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists have toyed with the idea of crossing the Simonese with the Koiko to produce a super worker of Simonese strength and grad servility. This will never happen. The Simonese and the Koiko may have similar interbreeding problems as the Mosquito. We will never know precisely. No, but enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with the deformities of Type F. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on? You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it. You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your racists are generally not very good I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my...
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobe.
The size of the earlobes is not a real craniometric criteria. Everyone knows this.
Your earlobes are flawless, Jean-Luc.
Yes.
That atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yes, plenty.
Babe, thanks. But I got this. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. Mr. Claire is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. You're petulant individualist. Of course you are, Revacholian man. The failure of communism to challenge the world order is the core of your race fate. All around you, above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music? Stop explaining yourself. No one offshoots of the Simonese people invented disco while having sex under the influence of... I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Simonese race. The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful, we are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow street, no. I have heard about it on the radio. I'm from Couronne. And no, it is not just in Revachol. The city is central. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with.
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
That will be the...
He will grant us 3 wishes.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits. A protruding.
The lieutenant does not.
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still has the use of his mind. There is nothing funky about them. I cannot possibly imagine what.
The tear machine stands in the... Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy... A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine. Their logo is the bloodless.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma. I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising. No. Sorry.
Nosafed heals +1 health. Duramine heals +3 health. Magnesium heals +1 morale. Hypnogamma heals +3 morale.
St. Baptiste. You know, the pharmaceuticals. St. Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. The one that sells meds out of St. Baptiste. That one.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything. A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
She looks up.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Reality? You mean, what reality?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by it.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15. Yeah, that's why I'm working my arse off in Frit. So I guess, like, that's economic. I don't know. We're in Frit? As mankind.
What will her essay prompt be?
In a good place.
I mean, science is doing great, and this radio computer thing seems to be kinda big. I don't know. I don't know.
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't.
We're in as man.
What will her essay...
We're in Revachol, like on the Insular Indian. That wasn't very hard. We're in as man.
What will...
We're in a transition. You know, transitioning from when ordinary people take over the government and demand democracy. Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago. Our government? Or do you mean something else? Cool.
Yes? Excuse me? Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be in a deranged state. You have trouble remembering things. That's good. Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. You'll still have your evenings to yourself. Please do. We wouldn't want your regiment to spill over into the investigation.
The lieutenant is pretty sure self-care is just a euphemism for, is it not?
Yes? What about me? That's because I'm half Zeolite, or quarter. I don't speak a word of Zeolite, and I've never met either one of my No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control.
Good. Let's change the subject.
The door is closed. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a... This door can only be opened. The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. You see a heavy... The door does... The cobalt... It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. Whatever is behind it, the door does not. The cobalt... It leads to a side... The worker is in a deep slumber. Perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from, into the primordial darkness. There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane.
Why the yelling, man?
Looks like a Sow descendant. A lot of Sow dock workers around.
Wait, what? I was just sleeping. What do you want, officer? Yeah, what about it? You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a... If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern? I can tell you that. You heard what I said. Draw your own...
The lieutenant gives you a little... So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks. Even sleepy hair. This doesn't help a lot, but it's something. Good work.
Thank God, no.
The worker stares at you, his eyes dry from sleep.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir. But when I'm out, then I'm really out. No more.
A little me time. in the abyssal pelagic zone. You can never return to it now. Only detective work remains. Wakefulness and detection.
Indeed. Help yourself to some. Wait. Knocks you right out when you drown a bottle or two. Nate got it. Majoret's got it. He's guarding the gate. I'm just getting some sleep. Or was. We are. The workers. The union. We know what we need. What's right for us. Okay. I guess there's also Everard. He's in charge of the union. He's smart. Knows how to negotiate. He's got our back. That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics.
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic.
How's it going? Haven't you noticed what's going on outside? Good. Then you understand. For one, I can get some goddamn shut-eye. Right to sleep.
The dock worker doesn't answer. His head is already back down on the table, in sweet sleep.
Yes?
Hello again, sweetie.
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
Right to work! Right to work!
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
How did this happen?
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple.
The words to the song have changed. Say, good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot. I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hook. And you're just going to let him manipulate? We're not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime. Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is.
The lieutenant groaned. That's right. You should do it again. It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta. Lower intestine. The term is metabolic and circulatory system. Fascism, Bruta. Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachol's problems? Quit stalling, Bruta. We're talking about the weakest, worst, most insane thing. The weak link. Yes, women, men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be... That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Bruta. There's a slow, painful... It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time.
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
Let's talk about our right to work. No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a worker.
To work!
Honest men, we came...
I have a question.
You think they follow because I... When a bunch of beats me.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vague. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasant... He ignores your question. Choosing in silence is the answer. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy.
What's it to you? No, don't think we've met before. I came to help out the people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Right to work! Right to work! Shade!
Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
The hulking man oozes stark.
What's it to you? No, don't think we've met before. I came to help out the people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Worked at Territorial. Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. We were promised work.
The physically impressive man tower has turned his attention back to the gates.
When a bunch of beats me.
There's something odd. His shirt is far too small. And fine, it was probably nothing.
We were promised work.
The physically impressive man tower has...
No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a worker.
The woman still has her nothing. Her...
It's raining again. It was clear just an hour ago. Me? I am pleased to meet you too, officer.
East Delta Commerce Center. All you hear is static. You wait. You hear the same waiting room music, but no.
Hello again, sweetie. Whatever do you mean? Oh, no. I haven't smoked in years.
She shakes her head. Slow. Wait. Maybe she knows where you can get cigarettes. Delicious You would do well to follow her example. Smoking is the reason you feel like a rag. It's painful for you to even ask these questions.
You should really ask someone younger and more mobile, sweetie. I'm glad you think so, but I still don't know where you can get cigarettes. Whatever do you mean? Oh, no. Cigarettes are a luxury, sweetie. Besides, I have to mind my health.
Wait. Maybe she knows where you can get cigarettes. Delicious. You would do well to follow her example.
An old woman in a wheelchair just doesn't look good holding a cigarette. Though I'm sure it lends you a roguish charm, sweetie. Whatever do you mean? Oh, no. Quitting smoking is one of the best things you can do for your health, officer.
What are you talking about? Smoking is one of the last remaining pleasures of this world. Trust me, there's not much out there for you. You would do well to follow her example. Smoking is the reason you feel like a rag. It's painful for you to even ask these questions.
Whatever do you mean? Oh, no. I have cigarettes.
Wait. You would do well to follow her example. Smoking is the reason you feel like a rag.
I'm glad to hear. Whatever do you mean? Oh, no. I haven't smoked. Quitting smoke.
What are you would do well to follow her?
I'm sure it lends you a roguish charm, sweetie. Whatever do you mean? Oh, no. I haven't smoked in years. Cigarette.
Wait. You would do well to follow her example. Smoking is the reason you feel like a rag.
An old. Yes, dear.
A paraplegic is someone with limited.
No, dear. I'm not quite that old. Although I was injured in the line of duty. Nothing so glamorous, dear. Though when I was young, I dreamt of planting the Revacholian flag on some figurative peak. I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail-order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and, well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays. No problem. Yes, dear.
A paraplegic is...
No problem. Whatever. Sequence.
A partner who needs...
Yes, and even if he weren't there, I really would like... Whatever do you mean? Oh, no. Cigarettes are...
Wait. You would do well to follow her example. Smoking is the reason you feel like a rag.
I'm glad to hear... Whatever do you mean? Sequence.
A partner who needs... I can assure...
Now, thank you. Perhaps another time. Whatever do you mean? Oh, no. I haven't smoked in years.
She shakes. Wait. You would do well to follow her example.
I'm glad to hear you say it. Whatever do you mean? Oh, no.
She shakes. Wait. You would do well to follow her example. Smoke.
I'm glad to hear you. Whatever do you mean? Ah, yes. Probably Roll With Me by the Fletchers. People often quote the Fletchers at me. Morel says it's my theme song. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation.
You must be
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent...
Interesting idea. This Evra sounds...
You must be joking.
It's not easy to...
Interesting idea.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry I don't have my... Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next pay? Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I don't have...
Yes? What do you want? You mean like 3 days during a security? They didn't like... There's a strong prejudice against him. That's right. You mean like a brief? 3 days ago, during that time, a security... They didn't identify... There's a strong prejudice. Okay, well, we are police officers. It is our job to find a killer. So that's good. What about me? No.
The lieutenant nods.
That's because I'm half sail. I don't speak a word of... What do you mean? I have no idea.
The lieutenant's conceptualization. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old, but this isn't an old school case.
What? Think? I do most of my work inside my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small, we all have our different. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're
What do you mean? I have no...
The lieutenant, but this isn't an old school.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his... You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system.
That's correct.
You feel a slight...
Are they?
You could use a good, normal peer yourself.
Good. Let's change the subject.
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing.
Have you tried?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to...
Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second. Sylvie Malaika on the line for... Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What? You mean why?
Why not?
You know who?
You think you hear a sliver of... Don't be paranoid.
I really don't want to talk about this. Let's just forget about this, okay? What? No, why would you even... Please, don't bring Gar in... I already said I don't... You mean why?
Why not?
What? No, please, don't bring Gar in... I already said I don't want to talk about this. No? No.
It was someone else.
No.
It was someone else.
Okay. Yes, I know who you are. You told me back in the whirling. You told everybody. Oh, no.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? Yes, you absolutely should. It feels like you haven't worn yours.
Yes, I know who you are. Oh.
Real policemen have uniform. Right. It's better to not ask too many questions.
Please, you were trying to impress some people. Great. Anything else? Uniform? No? What? Of course. No one calls the police. You know. Okay. I don't know what to tell you, officer. I didn't call you because I didn't want to get in trouble with... What? Of course it bothered me. But no one called... You know. I don't know what to tell you, officer. Okay. No? What? Of course it bothered me. No one called... You know. What the Union says goes. I don't know what to tell you, officer. Okay.
You hear the...
Anything else I can help you with, officer? It will take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out into the familiar rate.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
it's you. With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised. What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body? You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime. And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mactorson.
It's not fucking cryoacrylate. It's super glue, Doc.
Cyanoacrylate is superglue.
And you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile? Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have firewalker? Oh, yes, you are. Just don't breathe in the general direction of your fire feet. Actually, wait. Do exactly that. Put yourself out of your misery. Take a deep diaphragmatic breath in and... I'm the most serious person at the station, detective. Now, do you have any current, pressing medical problems?
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
10-4, come in. Fireworker, over. Okay.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, be smart about this. Ask...
10-4, sir, I'm not hearing your question. That's a negative, sir. I got 10-12 visitors present here. Over. 10-4, well, that's,
Does he actually want something, or is he hell-bent on disrupting our work?
He asked if he ever told me about his days before joining the RCN.
For God's sake, cut this shit out! Tell him to stop wasting time and be a goddamn policeman for a change.
Sir, Satellite Officer Vicmar says... So, was there anything else? 10-4, your address?
Hold up, Jules. He doesn't fucking know where he lives? Did I hear that right?
Seems like it, sir.
No, fuck him. Don't tell him anything, you understand? He's been hellbound for the gutter. Let him have it.
Sorry, sir. Anything more I can do for you? Over. Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
Evening, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a...
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again...
The words, Daredevil Driver.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Sure thing. Want some too, officer?
Why not?
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold. You should take care of that, then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in...
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me? As a police officer, your evidence being money. You can't stay here without money. Good luck trying to use it. All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open them. Not until you bring me the money.
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here. Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you? Game? Everything is just a game to you, isn't it? Oh, wonderful. Try to do that. I'll have to call you an ambulance. Oh, not until you...
Okay.
I really...
Oh, Lieutenant. Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include... What about what I have been through, huh? You're not the goddamn protagonist of this story.
Literary demotion. That's the worst.
Not until...
Okay.
I really...
Oh, Lieutenant. Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include...
I understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and... I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Not until...
Okay.
I really...
Oh, Lieutenant. Where...
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio...
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure? Regular people. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable.
I confiscated these for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal. Yes, there's one 100 meters south of here. I think it's called Roy's Nest.
Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in your inventory under the item.
There are spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity. A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high. I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence. I don't know, is it? I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back. No, that would be silly. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter.
He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark.
As I said, they are useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier.
But thank you. The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere. but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I have...
Who are your customers?
All kinds of people come through here. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what? Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward? Lucky bastard. He's probably on Pyrrolidon, a drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
How would I know? I've had to take it, you know, since the People's Pile cleanup.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere.
The People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service. A primitive nuclear reactor, also called a pile. Construction began during the Commune of Revachol. The people continued, needless to say. Things did. An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine, taking the fuel containment vessel up in the explosion. Both the faulty design and lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe.
I like the theory more than the story.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
You said you'd done it before.
The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knick-knack. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care. He won't be your knock, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
Here you go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Pyrrolidon. Straight into your gut.
I respect your decision, officer. What else can I help you with?
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince?
No one was defrauded or jumped. Are you sure?
Of course. I meant no offense.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant spinner.
Anything else you're thinking of selling? I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps. Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of us, and I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions, the unhealthy kind. She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. Truth be...
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it? Yeah, it's not good. I do hope we manage to clean this mess up somehow.
My apologies, officer.
A needle in a haystack.
Of course.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Yes, guess what's yours? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, liquid shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go? Yes, yes, impotent rage and lamentation. Let's wrap it up? No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. What? Jealous of the sorry cop? They'll be super, super fine. Wow. Okay. Fuck off. Maybe we were wrong about you then. Advanced race theory. Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous.
Can I help you? Yes, well? Great, thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow. The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Yes? What about me? Good. Let's change the subject. What do you want to know? Good.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM? I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy. I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly one cigarette. Yes, it's been a long and even... Well, we didn't even look at the body. But we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great. It's not my job to evaluate your method. We weren't able to find the union leader, Evrard Claire. We talked to Joyce Messier, but didn't get any information from her. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us.
If Kim is emphasizing something...
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until you get up tomorrow.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age, and in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange. They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartment. The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol. Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station coldly. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover. We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Courant and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them. The coalition government and the moral intern noteworthy. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to, or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. It's probably more honest, yes. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city.
Or if they think you do.
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed. There are a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day.
The historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline.
Something kind and something almost, something ominous. Something even a little feminine, but in a strict manner.
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like... Do you? In fact, we would need them even if you didn't think that way. We are in what is... Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here. An aerostatic passes overhead, the whiskers of its floodlights on the ground below. Kitsuragi's glasses light up as he looks to the sky. Two glowing circles.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different in land, in Jamrock and the GRIH. It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate. Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes. Well, but we performed the thorough... We're both doing our best. We weren't able to find... We talked to Joyce Messier, but...
If Kim is...
Above all, though...
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get...
It's impressive. Nice shoes, by the way. I like... Well, but we performed a thorough search of the premises. As for the... We weren't able... We talked to Joyce...
If Kim is...
Above all, though...
I have a really good theory about why...
It's impressive. Nice shoes. I have a cigarette.
Oh, man.
I apologize. I apologize, but yes. Well, but we... It's not my job. We weren't... We talked to...
If Kim...
Above all...
I have a really good theory about...
It's impressive. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange. Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go. Yes?
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't. And then sleep doesn't come. Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening. Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part something to do with, what was it that your breathing steadies? A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question. Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. Reality will turn into a grotesque. Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth? Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have... No, it's gone. 3 times gone and you failed Elysium. Everything. The Pale and the Useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. No, you haven't. You're just sleep-talking. And the act you'll be back in those cold snakeskin... Stinky boy. You're not coming back from shit. Thresh. You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin sleep...
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. This... Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Good going, buddy. Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective. It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline. Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday. Despite your debilitate, it's power, man. It's professionalism. Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the suit yourself, slow, sad shellman. See how you do without your spark.